Your cat doesn't speak your language, doesn't follow your rules, and definitely doesn't express affection the way dogs or humans do. And yet, if you pay close attention, there are incredibly precise, almost scientific signals that reveal exactly how your cat feels about you. The problem is, most people completely miss them. They assume cats are distant, cold, or independent to the point of emotional detachment. But modern animal behavior research tells a very different story. Cats form deep emotional bonds with their humans, and they express love in subtle, biologically rooted ways that are easy to overlook if you don't know what to watch for. Once you understand these signals, everything changes. You start to see your cat not as mysterious, but as quietly expressive, constantly communicating in ways that are far more meaningful than loud affection ever could be. One of the clearest scientific signs your cat loves you is something called slow blinking. You've probably noticed your cat looking at you, eyes half closed, blinking slowly as if they're sleepy or uninterested. But this behavior is anything but random. Studies in feline behavior have shown that slow blinking is a form of non-threatening communication. In the wild, direct eye contact can be a sign of aggression. So when your cat deliberately softens their gaze and slowly closes their eyes in your presence, they're signaling trust. Even more fascinating, experiments have shown that cats are more likely to approach humans who slow blink at them first. This creates a kind of emotional loop. Your cat is not just feeling safe around you, but actively engaging in a bonding ritual. When your cat slow blinks at you, they are essentially saying, "I trust you completely." And in the language of cats, trust is love. Another powerful sign is head bunting, often called head butting, though it's much gentler than it sounds. When your cat presses their head against you, whether it's your hand, your face, or your leg, they're doing something deeply instinctual. Cats have scent glands located around their cheeks and forehead. By rubbing against you, they're marking you with their scent. In the animal world, scent is identity. It's how animals define territory, safety, and belonging. So when your cat marks you, they're not just being affectionate. They're claiming you as part of their safe zone. You are, in a very real biological sense, part of their inner circle. This behavior is rooted in social bonding patterns seen in feline colonies, where cats rub against each other to reinforce group cohesion. When your cat does this to you, you're not just their caretaker, you're their family. Then there's the tail. Most people underestimate how expressive a cat's tail is, but it's actually one of the most reliable indicators of their emotional state. A cat that approaches you with their tail held high, often with a slight curve at the tip, is displaying what researchers call a friendly greeting posture. This behavior is commonly observed when cats greet other cats they are bonded with. So when your cat walks into the room, sees you, and lifts their tail straight up like a flag, that's not random. It's a sign of positive emotional arousal. It means they're happy to see you. If the tail quivers slightly at the tip, that's an even stronger indicator of affection and excitement. It's subtle, easy to miss, but incredibly meaningful. Another scientific way to recognize your cat's love is through kneading. This is the rhythmic pushing motion cats make with their paws, often on soft surfaces like blankets or your lap. This behavior originates in kittenhood, when kittens knead their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. It's associated with comfort, warmth, and safety. What's fascinating is that many cats carry this behavior into adulthood, but only display it in environments where they feel completely secure. So when your cat needs you, they're not just getting comfortable, they're tapping into a deeply ingrained memory of safety and care. You've become a source of that same comfort. In their mind, you represent warmth, security, and nurturing. That's not just affection, that's emotional imprinting. Now consider grooming behavior. Cats are meticulous groomers, and they don't just groom themselves. In bonded groups, cats groom each other in a behavior known as allogrooming. It serves both hygienic and social functions. When your cat licks your hand, your hair, or even your face, they're extending this social behavior to you. They're including you in their grooming circle, which is typically reserved for trusted companions. This is especially significant because grooming requires vulnerability. A cat that grooms you is comfortable enough to let their guard down in your presence. They're not just tolerating you, they're caring for you in the only way they know how. Sleeping near you is another major indicator of love, and it's rooted in survival instincts. In the wild, sleep is one of the most vulnerable states an animal can be in. Cats choose their sleeping locations carefully, prioritizing safety above all else. So when your cat chooses to sleep next to you, on you, or even just in the same room, they're making a calculated decision. They've assessed you as a safe presence. Even more, they see you as a protector. This behavior aligns with attachment patterns studied in domestic cats, which show that cats can form secure attachments to their owners similar to those seen in human infants with caregivers. Your presence reduces their stress. It makes them feel safe enough to let their guard down completely. Another overlooked sign is your cat following you from room to room. Many people interpret this as curiosity or even annoyance, but it's often a sign of attachment. Cats are naturally territorial, and they tend to stick to areas they consider safe. If your cat consistently chooses to be where you are, even when there's nothing in it for them, no food, no immediate reward, it suggests they value your presence. You are part of their environment in a meaningful way. Behavioral studies have shown that cats often prefer human interaction over food when they are already comfortable, which challenges the stereotype that cats are purely food-driven. If your cat chooses you repeatedly, that choice matters. Vocal communication is another layer of this connection. Adult cats rarely meow at each other. Meowing is primarily a behavior used to communicate with humans. Over time, cats develop unique vocal patterns tailored specifically to their owners. Some cats chirp, some trill, some have soft, almost conversational meows. If your cat talks to you, responds to your voice, or initiates vocal interaction, they're engaging in a learned form of communication. They've adapted their behavior specifically for you. This level of adaptation indicates not just intelligence, but emotional investment. They're trying to connect in a way they know you'll understand. Bringing you gifts is another behavior that's often misunderstood. Whether it's a toy, a sock, or something less pleasant like a caught insect, your cat is engaging in a behavior rooted in hunting instincts. In the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens to teach them how to hunt. When your cat brings something to you, they're not trying to gross you out. They're including you in that instinctual behavior. Some researchers believe this is a sign that your cat sees you as part of their family unit, possibly even as a dependent member who needs to be provided for. It's not always convenient, but it's deeply meaningful. Physical contact, especially subtle forms, is another strong indicator. A cat leaning against you, resting a paw on you, or simply sitting close enough that their body touches yours is engaging in affiliative behavior. These small gestures are easy to ignore, but they're intentional. Cats are very aware of personal space. If they choose to enter yours and maintain contact, it's because they feel safe and connected. Unlike more obvious displays of affection, these quiet moments are often the most genuine. Finally, there's something less visible but equally important: your cat's emotional regulation around you. Cats that feel secure with their humans often show lower stress levels, quicker recovery from fear, and more exploratory behavior in your presence. This has been observed in controlled studies where cats use their owners as a secure base, similar to how children use caregivers. If your cat is more relaxed, more curious, and more confident when you're around, that's not a coincidence. That's attachment. That's trust. And, at its core, that's love. When you start to see these behaviors for what they really are, your entire perspective shifts. Your cat isn't distant. They're communicating constantly, just in a language that's quieter, more subtle, and deeply rooted in instinct and biology. Every slow blink, every gentle head bump, every moment they choose to be near you, it all adds up to something powerful. You're not just living with your cat. You're bonded with them. And once you understand these signals, you'll realize you were never being ignored. You were being loved all along, you just didn't know how to see it. In the end, your cat's love was never loud or obvious. It was always quiet, precise, and deeply intentional. It lives in the slow blinks you almost ignored, the soft head nudges you didn't think twice about, and the silent moments when they simply chose to be near you. These aren't random habits. They are meaningful signals shaped by instinct, trust, and emotional connection. When you start recognizing them, you realize something powerful. Your cat has been showing you love every single day in ways that are easy to miss, but impossible to fake. So the next time your cat looks at you, follows you, or gently leans into your space, don't overlook it, because in their world, those small moments mean everything, and they're choosing you again and again.